So in this video, we want to try to understand this concept of the value to each player and how it has a part in sharing fairly. So let's first look at what it means to share fairly, right? We've all learned that in third grade when we kind of first learned division. Let's just play a little video and take a look at what it might look like to share something fairly. And there's our video. Now, this video comes from perhaps Australia, New Zealand, so you'll hear
Hey,
different
kids, how you going?
accents.
I'm having some mandarin, my favorite fruit.
Oh, I love mandarins.
Do you want some?
Oh, yes, please.
Oh, you have one piece.
That's not very fair.
I think we better share it fairly.
I think so.
Okay, Dave, the easiest way, I'll give you one piece and another piece for me, and we share it out equally like this, one at a time.
That looks fair.
Yep, 3. So how many do we have each then, Dave?
We have 4 each. Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Let's look at some animations on sharing. Yeah. Oh, Mummy, can you please help me? I've got all these lollies and lolly bags.
What are
and I need
lollies?
to
Lollies
share
are
them
candy.
for my party that is coming up.
Oh, darling, that's easy. I'll show you how to do it. The most important thing to remember is to make it fair.
Make it
Let's
fair.
count your lollies. Shall we do it together?
Oh, okay.
1,
1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good counting, darling. So we've got 12 lollies. How many lolly bags do you have?
I have 3.
Okay, so we have to make sure we put the same amount in each one. The easiest way to do it is one at a time. I'll show you the first one.
Okay.
1 here, 1 here, and 1 here.
Oh, that doesn't look too hard. Can I have a go?
Of course.
1 here, 1 here, and 1 over here.
Wonderful. I'll do the next one. 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here.
And I'll do the last. 1 over there, 1 in the middle, and 1 over here.
Excellent, darling. Now we have to check that everybody has the same amount in their lolly bag. Can you check how many Jimmy has?
Okay. He has 1 here, 2, 3, 4. 4.
Good. How many does Simon have in his?
He's got 1, 2, 3. He's got 4 as well.
Good. It's looking fair so far. And what about Peter?
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got.
But wait a minute, is that really fair? Was that sharing really fair? In third grade, that might have been perfectly fair, but there might be something else to consider here about whether this is really fair sharing. Let's go back to the PowerPoint to see. So let's take a look at this right here. Take a look at Jimmy's bag. Right, Jimmy got 4 and everybody else got 4, but what if Jimmy is allergic to these yellow lollies, to these yellow candies? Would it really be fair for Jimmy to have these 2 that are yellow? He really doesn't have the same amount as everyone in terms of what's valuable to him. And that's the idea about the value to each player, is that every player may value the goods differently. Let's take a look at this example. Here we have 4 people who want to share a cake. Monica, Rachel, Chandler, Joey. But look at their discussion, right? Monica says, hey, I want the kiwi. And Rachel says, I want the strawberries. And Chandler says he wants the biscuit, which is this side over here. But Joey says, nope, I want the biscuit. So while they want to share this cake fairly, there's the idea that different players here value the different amounts differently. And what we'll be looking at this class is this value is going to take on a dollar amount. So let's suppose Monica says, I like the kiwis, and she puts a dollar amount on it. It's worth $5 to me. And Rachel, those strawberries are worth $10. And Chandler says the biscuit side is worth $8. And Joey says, no, it's worth $15 to me. So how players value different assets can be represented with money values. So the value to each player will somehow be expressed or given to us, or we might have to find it, in usually dollar values. Here's 2 examples. So on these charts, our parties or our players are Josh and Haneen, and Josh and Haneen are sharing these 4 pieces of candy among themselves. But what's listed on this chart is how Josh values each piece of candy and how Haneen values each piece of candy. Notice Josh doesn't value the Milky Way at all. That means he doesn't like Milky Ways. He's given a $1 value to the Hershey chocolate, $1 to the Jolly Rancher, $2 to the Almond Joy. So you know his favorite candy here is the Almond Joy. What do Haneen's numbers tell us about how she values each piece of candy? Well, each one is listed at 50 cents, which kind of says they're all about the same to her in terms of how she values them. So often in the problems that we'll be looking at, you'll be given number values like this in dollars, or you might be given values in percentages. So here's the same pieces of candy, but this time the values are represented in percentages. And notice they almost say the same thing, 0% for the Milky Way, the same for the Hershey and the Jolly Rancher for Josh, and then double that for the Almond Joy. And for Haneen, they're all the same. And notice that these percentages add up to 100% for each person. So 25 plus 50 plus 25 is 100. Or for Haneen, 25 plus 25 plus 25 is 100%. Let's go further and look at how these values might come to us. Hey, look at this. We have 2 people here looking at a cake that perhaps they're going to share. And this little cartoon here shows how Damien values this cake. What can we see from just the number of values? He definitely likes strawberry more than chocolate. Matter of fact, he likes it twice as much. What can we see from Cleo's picture? She values them the same, $9 each. Oops, my pictures are sliding. And the total values here for both of them are $18 for the whole cake, but they certainly value different parts differently. And just maybe one more example, 2 more. Here's the same kind of valuing again in percents. Here, this shows Damien valuing each side the same, 50-50. But here we can see from here that Cleo does not like chocolate at all. Maybe she's allergic to chocolate. And she values the strawberry side 100%. And just one more looking at this valuing. There's Marcus, there's Nima. What are they sharing here? They have a sandwich that is half vegetarian, half meatball, half vegetarian, half meatball, but they value things differently. We can see here that Marcus values the meatball a lot more than the vegetarian. Matter of fact, 4 times as much. And we can see here that Nima values the vegetarian side more than the meatball side, twice as much. So this is a beginning of looking at the value to each player, and this is going to play into how we solve our problems.